You've seen them, right? We all have. You walk down the aisle at the pharmacy or health food store, and there they are, rows and rows of herbal medications. They promise a sharper mind, a calmer spirit, you name it. But in this whole world of natural remedies, where do we draw the line between the promise and the potential peril? Let's get into it. And really, this is the million-dollar question. We're kind of wired to think that if something is natural, it must be safe. But you know what? That can be a really dangerous assumption to make. So today, we're going to break down some of the most popular herbal supplements out there and really look at both sides, the benefits and the risks that might be hiding in plain sight.
All right, first up, let's dive into the stuff people turn to for their brain, herbs for cognitive and mental well-being. These are some of the biggest names on the market, for sure.
I'm willing to bet you've heard of this one. Ginkgo biloba. It's an extract from this super ancient plant, but it's become a totally modern staple in the natural health world. Its biggest claim to fame is all about brain health. People take it hoping to get a memory boost or just sharpen their thinking. It's super popular with everyone from students cramming for exams to older adults who want to stay sharp. Sounds like a simple promise, right? But as you're about to see, the full picture is rarely that simple. Okay, switching gears to a different kind of mental support. Let's talk about Kava. This is a plant from the Pacific Islands, and it has this long, long history of being used for its seriously calming effects. And today, a lot of people use it as a natural way to dial down stress, take the edge off their anxiety, and just relax. I mean, who doesn't want that? Sounds pretty perfect, doesn't it? Well, hold that thought. And, of course, we absolutely have to talk about St. John's wort. This little plant with the yellow flowers, it has a massive reputation, especially when it comes to mood support. Its number one use, and the one that's been studied the most, is for managing mild to moderate depression. A lot of people see it as a natural alternative to prescription antidepressants. But, and this is a big but, that alternative comes with some really serious fine print. Okay, so we've covered the mind. Now let's shift gears and look at the body. Let's talk about some herbs people use for physical issues and just overall wellness. Ginseng is another absolute giant in the herbal world. It's known as an adaptogen, which is just a fancy word for a substance that helps your body better handle all kinds of stress. Seriously, this one's a multitasker. People take ginseng for an energy kick, to help manage stress, and even to give their immune system a little boost. You can almost think of it as an all-around tune-up for your body. Now here's an herb that's a bit more specialized. It's called black cohosh. And while it's not for everybody, for a very specific group of people, it's a total game changer. Its main job is to help with those really uncomfortable symptoms of menopause. We're talking hot flashes, night sweats, that kind of thing. It's become a really popular, targeted, natural remedy for women going through that stage of life. So up to this point, we've pretty much just focused on the good stuff, right? The promise, the benefits, why people use them. Well, this is where our whole conversation takes a really crucial turn, because with every single one of these remedies, there's another side to the story. And this quote just says it all. Belladonna, you might know it as deadly nightshade, is a plant. It's 100% natural. It even has medicinal uses. But the warning couldn't be clearer. It's highly toxic. This is probably the most powerful example that natural does not automatically mean safe. And sometimes the risks are way more subtle. Remember St. John's wort? Well, it's what scientists call a strong CYP450 inducer. What on earth does that mean? Basically, it tells your liver to go into overdrive. It starts breaking down other medications way faster than it's supposed to. So drugs like antidepressants or blood thinners or even birth control pills can get flushed out of your system too quickly. And that can make them less effective or maybe not effective at all. That's a huge deal. An herb can literally change how your most essential medications work. So, with that in mind, let's go back. Let's look at these herbs one more time. But now, let's look at the full picture, the promise sitting right next to the peril. Let's start with St. John's wort again. On one hand, you have the promise, help for mild depression, but on the other hand, the peril. It can mess with a whole host of critical medications, from your birth control to your heart meds. You've got to know both sides. It's the same story with Kava. The use, anxiety and relaxation. Wonderful, but the caution is serious. Hepatotoxicity. That's a medical term for liver damage. So if you have any history of liver problems, this is one you should absolutely stay away from. And what about ginkgo, our memory booster?
great for your brain, but it can also increase your risk of bleeding. So, if you're taking any kind of blood thinner, an anticoagulant, mixing it with ginkgo could be a really dangerous combination.
And this table really just drives the point home. Look at this. Ginseng for energy, it can raise your blood pressure. Black cohosh for menopause. It also carries a potential risk of liver toxicity. And here's another supplement, same, sometimes used for depression. Well, it can actually trigger a manic episode in someone with bipolar disorder. Do you see the pattern? Every single benefit has a potential risk you have to understand. So after all this, what are you supposed to do? Well, it's all about being smart and informed. Number 1, do your homework. Really research any supplement you're thinking about taking. Number 2, understand how it could interact with other things, not just prescription drugs, but also your own health conditions. And number 3, this is the most important one. Always, always talk to a doctor or pharmacist before you start taking something new. Look, if you take away just one single thing from our conversation today, please let it be this. Just because something comes from a plant doesn't mean it's harmless. Natural does not automatically mean risk-free. In the end, it really all comes down to a question of balance, right? These remedies can offer real, tangible benefits for people, but they demand our respect, and they demand our knowledge. The key is knowing for yourself where that line is, the line between a helpful remedy and a harmful risk. That's how you navigate this world safely.